Chuck Schumer has temper tantrum after Scotus rules against him by Carmine Sabia Politics U.S. News for MadWorldNews.com. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer had a meltdown after he did not get his way at the Supreme Court. Now the Democrat tactic of lying, cheating, and stealing elections could come to a bitter end. It was all too much for crying Chuck Schumer. Poor Chucky boy. The Supreme Court divided on party lines on Monday when it decided that the state of Ohio would could purge its voter rolls in what has been dubbed the use it or lose it policy. Oh, this must have freaked out Schumer, that's for sure. The rule stipulates that registered voters who do not vote for 2 years are sent a notice. If they do not respond to the notice, then they do not vote again for 2 more years. They are removed from the voter rolls, the Hill reported. Justice Samuel Alito wrote in the majority opinion, "It is not our prerogative to judge the reasonableness of that congressional judgment, but we note that whatever the general human tendency, quote, may be with respect to mailing back cards received in the mail, the notice sent under subsection D is nothing like the solicitations for commercial products or contributions that recipients may routinely discard. The notice in question here warns recipients that unless they take the simple and easy step of mailing back the pre-addressed postage prepaid card or take the equally easy step of updating their information online, their names may be removed from the voting rolls if they do not vote during the next 4 years. See Record 295 to 296 and 357. It was Congress's judgment that a reasonable person with an interest in voting is not likely to ignore notice of this sort. A scathing dissent was authored by Justice Sonia Sotomayor. The court errs in ignoring this history and distorting the statutory text to arrive at a conclusion that not only is contrary to the plain language of the NVRA, but also contradicts the essential purposes of the statute, ultimately sanctioning the very purging that Congress expressly sought to protect against. Sotomayor wrote in her dissent, which was signed on to by Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, Elena Kagan, and Stephen Breyer. The real damage was done to Democrat politicians like Senator Chuck Schumer, who rely on the votes of illegal aliens and the dead to help them win elections. Very well stated here. In a tweet storm after the decision, the New York senator tore into the decision the ongoing push to disenfranchise American voters led by the Trump administration and its allies at the state and local levels received a big boost from the Scotus today. This is why elections matter, he wrote. This is hilarious. I can't help it. Because they said it so clearly, the illegals and dead people. The right to vote is the most sacred right we have as citizens. Yeah, as citizens, not dead citizens or illegals. Aggressive voter purge systems like Ohio's essentially make voting a use it or lose it privilege, he said. Democracy suffers when laws make it harder for the U.S. citizens to vote. This decision is dangerous. Dangerous to who? And damaging. And it's not why we passed the National Voter Registration Act in '93. In fact, this goes completely against the spirit of the law. When were they ever concerned with the spirit of the law? Give it a rest, Schumer. Give it a rest. when Congress passed the NVRA, a balance was struck between and the desire to make it as easy as possible for eligible voters, keyword eligible voters, Schumer, to cast ballots and the need for states to maintain accurate voter rolls. He wrote, in today's decision, the Scotus seemingly ignores the rights of the eligible voters who will be denied the right to vote in future elections simply because they chose not to vote in the past. Wow. Wow. Okay. But for all of his talk, what the senator is truly concerned about is that the ruling makes it tougher to cheat at elections, right, Chucky? That was the intention of the law to begin with, which makes one wonder what kind of lawmaker would not want to have a fair election in the United States? Big question mark there. Isn't that what Democrats have been screaming about since they lost the last presidential election fair and square? Yeah, Hillary won the popular vote. What popular vote? People voted 2 or 3 times in other counties or something, and dead people and illegals were voting. What popular vote? If we went through that who voted, you know where Hillary Clinton would have wound up, and without the rigged voting machines too. You get that one too. I forgot that one. You know where Hillary would have only gotten like 10% of the vote, maybe 20. That's about it. Believe you me. And if she wasn't a criminal like she is, Bernie would have been it would have been an election between President Trump and Bernie Sanders. Hillary was nowhere going to be the nomination, really. She bought the DNC out because they were in debt and she controlled the DNC. And that's what took place. And Schumer, give it a rest because people are hip to your shenanigans, yours, Hillary's, Obama's, and the rest of your cronies over there. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And again, thank you so much for watching.